Alright. So today we are playing Asagao Academy, the Normal Boots Club. So this is a dating simulator with some of my favorite YouTubers in it. And let's get this started. So let's just see. I believe that's us. We're Hana, or Hana. Probably just gonna pronounce it Hana. Ooh. I feel like I need to mention I'm a straight man. So we got JonTron here. Peanut Butter Gamer. Gerard the Completionist. Shane from Did You Know Gaming. Jared from Pro Jared. Satch from Satch Bags, I think. Nick, Paul, and Josh from Continue. Then Maya is just our roommate. Or May. Probably just gonna go with May. Alright. So we'll see how this goes. I bet this is the first time I've ever played a dating simulator, so I feel like this is just gonna be awkward. It's gonna hurt me. It's Jeff! I only know like 2 of the hidden block people. One is Space Hamster, so probably because Peanut Butter Gamer is like my favorite YouTuber ever. So I watch this PB and Jeff a lot. Might as well leave a link in the description for his channel because
Asagao Academy,
yeah.
Normal Boots Club.
So we're gonna start this game. Hopefully my throat will hold through because it's gonna end up being a lot of reading because that's what I assume from this. Okay, so chapter 1. The train made its way along the gentle curve of the coast of Japan, whisking me farther and farther from home. I actually have to click. Across from me sat a boy, face half buried in newspaper. I cannot read right now. He was deeply entranced in whatever article he was reading and hadn't spoken a single word to me, even when I asked if I could join him in the last compartment with any available space. He shrugged, nodded, and adjusted his newspaper without ever making eye contact. It had almost been an hour, in fact, and he hadn't once looked at me. Devoid of conversation, I took to instead to counting the buttons on the pretentiously lush carmine seat cushions 1, 2, 3, 21, 22, and so forth over and over. Now and again I turned to look out the window where the trees were blurring by. Sometimes the smeared green would break and reveal the quiet blue of the Sea of Japan. Eventually this rapidity made my stomach turn and I went back to counting the buttons on the seat cushions. 1, 2, 3. The train compartment shuddered around us. My eyes wandered to the boy in his jacket. It wasn't the school-issued blue that I and the other students on the train were wearing. Instead, it was a green, varsity-like jacket with an embroidered patch poorly sewn on front. It's Jared! He's all sparkly. And he's showing off his chest. Oh, this is obviously super fangirly. I'm probably not gonna even... I might not even complete this game. I might only do like one storyline. Probably for PBG. If the series becomes popular enough, though, I probably will do the others. Preferably the ones that I actually watch. Because I know who most of these are. So I'm just going to keep going. So your first year then. He folded his newspaper neatly, set it in his lap, and looked at me with a half-interested gaze. Did he just catch me staring? Now that the paper was gone, I saw his face. He watched me through heavy-lidded eyes. His hair was immaculately groomed, his teeth straight and blindingly bright. You didn't want him to smile. There was something about him, the way the light hit him, that made him look like he was almost sparkling? He's a vampire, guys. Kill him. Twilight sucks. Me? Oh, I'm not gonna be doing that. Okay, Jared, no need to be creepy about it. He glanced around the compartment empty besides us, and laughed. Oh, no, I'm not a first year. I'm a third year. The train began to slow, metal wheels groaning against metal tracks. A sudden shift threatened to rob me of whatever was left in my stomach. But I closed my eyes and took a deep breath, willing myself to keep it together. What kind of impression would I leave puking on a student before I even arrived at the academy? The boy frowned. I picked at the hem of my cotton skirt, because I'm a girl, and not wearing pants. I'm just going to keep going because that got awkward. That's not possible. I've never seen you before. It took me a moment of mouth fishing to find a response. You're just not using the right bait, Hannah. It's because I'm a transfer student? Why is that a question? Oh, what'd I do? Okay. You laughed again. A transfer student, huh? We don't get many of those. I removed my acceptance letter from the front pocket of my uniform. The paper, heavyweight, off-white, had accumulated creases from my reading and rereading, as if the words might have changed since the last time I read it. The boy took it, studied it, and then handed it back to me.
I'll see you around.
Well then, Hannah, I suppose I'll be seeing you around. I'll see you around. He smiled at me as he picked up the suitcase lying next to him. By the time I hiccuped a response, he was already gone from the compartment. I stared out into the empty hallway of the train. It was then that I realized that he, having gotten it from my acceptance letter, knew my name and I never got his. Oh, drama. Will we ever meet him again? Jeez. Okay. The train settled at the station and I filed out with the rest of the uniformed students. It was early April and the last frost of winter had come and gone. The trees were already green, their leaves shivering in the occasional gust weaving through them. The air was mild, only a few clouds hanging in the sky. I don't know if Japan's any different, but don't American schools usually start like August, September? Because I'm pretty sure that's at April. Or maybe I just read it wrong. Okay, I walked along the road with a swarm of blue-jacketed bodies, looking at the little groups breaking off from the crowd. Everyone was buzzing so animatedly about me. I held my suitcase tight in my sweaty hands. It was leather-bound and worth more than anything it contained. It wasn't far to the school, and I was, for maybe the first time in my life, thankful that what I owned in them didn't amount to much. My school issued black Oxfords clicked on the pavement. I walked this walk over and over in my mind. So many nights I lay awake, imagining what it would be like to walk from the train station to Asagao Academy for the first time. My new start. I always imagined that everything would change for me on this walk. That somehow, everything would be magically different. But as I looked around, I realized nothing had changed. I hadn't changed. By the time I reached the massive gate to the academy, that's actually a nice school. I forgot all about the disappointment slouching in the back of my throat. The school, framed by the gate's twisting black metal, was just as beautiful as the glossy photos I saw in its pamphlets. This was it, Asagao Academy. I glanced around, the swarm of students gathered around the gate. Beyond it, tiny blue people bounced around the academy's main building. A girl pressed a button to one side of the gate. The excitement in the air was almost palpable. It was like you could make orange juice out of it, or am I thinking a different word? I think I'm thinking pulp. Yeah. A few moments later, the black gate, with great effort, creaked outwards and cleared the pathway. As the rest of the group shifted into motion, I followed along, a sheep in the herd. My stomach tied itself into knots. The crowd split off in two different directions. For a moment, I panicked. A tired-looking man with graying hair called out for first years. A cluster of fresh-faced students gathering around him. Hey, look at that girl! I turned, a few feet away. A small group of boys were pointing at me and snickering. Why? I like my pink hair, you stupid posh boy. Almost sounds like Josh, but it's not me. It's not me. Pink hair? Are you kidding me? How desperate can you get? Hot shame crawled down my neck. Oh, these people are jerks. I attached myself to a group of girls, following a few steps behind. They're probably going to the bathroom. In the distance, cicadas hummed in time to my shoes crunching against gravel. My hair? It wasn't my fault that my hair looked like this. I was a typical anime character in a Japanese game, so obviously I had to have outrageous hair. Okay, luckily I found myself in the girls' dormitory, a large sign on the lawn reading Primrose House. The building dwarfed me in size and sheer intimidation. How many students did Asagao have? As I approached the building, a red-headed girl lingering nearby caught my attention. I looked away, then looked back. She was staring at me. Oh, that's creepy. Don't stare at me. She walked over.
Oh, you must be my roommate!
Yes, I am your roommate, I think. Maybe. I eyed her warily. She was smiling and bouncing in a way that suggested her views on life were akin to a perpetual bouncy castle. Well, that's fun. I want to be part of her life. Not like that, but yeah. Me?
Bingo.
Of course, you silly. Let me guess, room 325? I thought back to the paper I received a month prior with a list of all the supplies I needed for the year, and my dorm arrangements. Yeah, that's right. She laughed, but I couldn't figure out what was so funny. You laughing at me? Oh, well, I called that. When I found out my roommate was a transfer student, I knew you were going to be a total main character. You see that fourth wall over there? Someone better get to repairing it because it's starting to break down. I'm sorry. A what?
Mm-hmm.
When I saw you outside the gate, I knew it was you. I mean, look at that hair. Yeah, it's like Spot the anime main character, right? This is in Japan, so anything is possible. I felt a lump forming in my throat. What was she talking about? She had to be making fun of me. I hadn't spent more than 5 minutes on campus and I was already being mocked. Jeez. I mean, I get bullying is a thing. I mean, it's happened to a lot of people, me included. But someone just talking to you and laughing, that's not bullying. Is there something wrong? She looks so sad. I just want to give her a hug. Is there something wrong with my hair? I just saved. I guess I'll save. Woo! Her face slackened from its amused smile to a more worried expression. And she began to laugh again. Stop laughing at me! No, it's great.
No. It's great. I'm sorry.
I didn't have to respond.
We're getting off on the wrong foot, aren't we? Oh gosh. I'm Mai Sasaki. You must be Hana.
Mai. Okay, now I know how to pronounce it. I bowed my head in a traditional Japanese fashion. It's nice to meet you, Mai. All your school books are waiting in our room with your welcome letter, and I read the envelope. I hope you're not mad. Mai started walking over to the dorm's front doors. I followed behind like a lost puppy. Did you check in at the front desk already? No, I didn't. I didn't know I was supposed to. Why are you so... Okay. Good, they'll offer you to have a staff member give you a tour of the campus, but I can show you around. We don't get many transfer students in year 3, you know. Oh, is that your only bag? Just the one? I'm glad I brought an extra bag of stuff to decorate our room with. I started already, I hope you don't mind. But I did wait to string the lights. I thought we could do it together, you know? She spoke quickly, the words bubbling from her mouth, and left me no time to answer until the end of her monologue. Yeah, okay, that sounds good. She held the front door open for me, and I hurried inside. Is this what a girl's dormitory hallway looks like, you know? Girls filed up and down the hallway, howling greetings and exchanging vague niceties that were more often than not. How was your break? And look at how tan you got. It seemed like everyone knew each other, except for me. I followed Maya as she led me through the maze of students and up 2 flights of stairs. Each dorm floor looked the same as the last, narrow white doors lining both sides of the pale pink walls. Thin gold numbers were tacked to the front of each, the numbers rising as we climbed. You're not missing anything with the campus tour, I promise. Mr. Saitomo does them every year and he's like, totally dull. He just drags you around the entire campus and talks in that weird, squeaky voice of his. I'll tell you everything you need to know. I smiled, trying to let this calm my nerves. Thanks. I don't talk much, do I? We headed down a hallway on the 3rd floor. Mai stopped us in front of a door numbered 325. Here we are. Oh. I'm too focused on that right now. Oh, I'm betting that's my bunk right there. Because I don't know these people. Okay. Faint smell of a potpourri wafted through the room. Wafted? Whatever. Through the room, the walls like the hallway were soft, powdery pink. Maya had already defaced them with a tapestry of posters, magazine cutouts, and photographs. Some of the photos were of cats, but most were of male models and rugged musicians. Sounds like a typical teenage girl. Don't hate me. A bunk bed, 2 writing desks, wooden chairs, a small dresser, and a mirrored vanity. That's a mirror. All clearly provided by the school, were the only pieces of furniture in the tiny room. The top bunk was already covered in neatly tucked blankets and throw pillows of clashing patterns and colors. The bottom bunk had a single stiff-looking pillow and a thin cotton blanket that I didn't need to touch to know it was horribly itchy. I must have grimaced because Mai quickly smiled at me. I brought way too many pillows and blankets. I always overpacked. I went to Italy over break and Mom got really mad at me because I brought 5 bags but we were only there for a week. Why do I keep doing this? Let's just save. Yeah. Ooh. She laughed, pulled several blankets and pillows from her bunk, and rearranged them neatly on mine. A sudden twinge of guilt and embarrassment hit me.
Perfection.
There, that's much better. Thanks, Mai. I placed my suitcase on the bottom bunk and began to unpack its contents. Several changes of clothing, pens and pencils, empty notebooks, a few photographs of my father, a dilapidated stuffed rabbit, and an old portable radio, and a small black box. Mai opened the curtains and the sunlight poured in. So, where are you from? I slid the now empty suitcase under the bottom bunk. About 2 hours north of here, it's a small town called Amaririsu. This is why I can't watch anime, because I can't pronounce anything right. You probably have never heard of it. Oh, Hana the hipster Hana. I set the stuffed rabbit, Mr. Bunny, on my bed beside a purple and teal throw pillow. That's nice. Oh, did you go to a different boarding school, or? No, I went to a public school down the street from my house. Public school? What was that like? Were the students mean? Did you have a lot of friends? I always went to private schools. My parents work a lot. My dad goes overseas, so I think they stuck me here for convenience. Whoa. Oh, hey, what's that? I removed an ornately patterned origami crane from the black box and was setting it on the unclaimed writing desk. Oh, this? My mother made it for me a long time ago. I set it beside a stack of thick textbooks, which I assumed were provided for me. Wow, it's so pretty. I've never seen paper like that before. Oh yeah, the lights. Let me get them. I went to her own desk, opened the drawer, pulled out a long tangled string of fairy lights. I thought these would look nice. Here, help me string them up. She grabbed a container of push pins and pulled her wooden desk chair out and over to one wall. I did the same with my own. Together we pinned the lights around the perimeter of the room. Is it gonna change? Oh, no, they're already up there. Okay, so how was the train ride over? Did you meet anyone? No, not really. I was in a compartment with some guy and...
What?
Some guy, huh? Was he cute? This is totally what I imagined girls like. Okay, so if you're a girl, sound off in the comments if girls are actually like this. I guess if you're a guy too, you can help me explain the differences between what happens when guys talk like this. Oh, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. I didn't even get his name. Mai seemed disappointed for a moment. Perked back up. You'll have to point him out to me if you see him again. Okay. Once we finished stringing the lights, Mai climbed down from her chair and brushed her hands together triumphantly.
Yeah!
Done! Okay, now it's time for lunch. The food here is pretty good. There's this ramen place down the street from campus that's like out of this world, but the school only lets us leave campus on weekends. She talks a lot. I like her. She's like me. In real life. IRL. We could go today, but it's Sunday. Because it's Sunday, and it's pretty nice out, but I guess you might want to go to the cafe, because since we just got here, we could... She was suddenly interrupted by her enthusiastic laughter. Oh my gosh, Mimi Santos totally tripped outside and fell on her face. I saw it. Oh, was that mean to laugh? Maybe I shouldn't have. Oh well. Anyways, let's go eat. I'm totally starved. She let me out of the room before I even had the chance to respond. She's a nice friend. I want to be like her. The cafeteria was buzzing with students. The only people as nervous looking as I felt were the tables of skittish, wide-eyed first years. I stepped into line behind my, taking an empty plastic tray. We shuffled through, asking for helpings from the sulky cafeteria workers when we passed something that looked good. With full trays, Mai led me straight to a table in the back where a few students were already sitting. Mai sat down and I took a seat across from her. Hi, Mai. How was your break? It was good. I went to Italy and Spain. Dad fell off a ski jet, I think it's a jet ski, and broke his ankle.
Uh-huh.
It's better now, though. Oh. Well, that's nice. I expected to be introduced, but the girl turned back to her group of friends, and Mai turned back to me. She began to assault her food with a fork and tell me to practically minute-by-minute account about her fleeting romance last summer with a boy she met on the beach that didn't go further than a few salty kisses. That sounds an awful lot like the beginning of the movie Grease. I hope this doesn't happen again. I sat back and let Mai talk. For the first time since arriving on campus, I felt like I was finally able to breathe. You haven't been speaking at all. I picked up my Brussels sprouts. My Brussels sprouts and studied Mai as she spoke. Yeah, I think we're only going to meet Pro Jared this episode. We're not even going to know his name. I put finger quotes, but not really. The more she talked, the more I began to notice small details about her.
Well...
She had a high songbird voice. I can't do that.
What?
She was dynamic, her face twisting that way, this way, and that into exaggerated expressions as she spoke. Just like me. She laughed often, just like me. She imitated people in wildly unflattering voices, seemingly unrelated to her actual opinion of them. Also known as me. Most notably, she talked. A lot! Yeah, I could tell. I didn't find this particularly annoying, as it filled the silence, and she hardly ever asked questions that required my full attention. Just as Mai was rounding off a shockingly detailed account of the first time she accidentally, finger quotes, walked in on her friend's older brother in the act of changing. Ooh! The flash of a familiar green caught my eye. I glanced over. Hey, that's him! Who? I leaned across the table to whisper just in case he could hear me through the ambient chatter of the lunchroom. The boy from the train, that's him.
What?
Jared! Yeah, with the weird green jacket and swoopy hair. How I describe people. He just picked up his tray and was walking past us when something seemed to catch his eye. Oh, you. Oh, she likes him. I could tell. I looked up at him, suddenly realizing he was talking to me. Hana, I met you on the train. How are things settling down for you? Really well. I found my roommate and she's been helping me out. I gestured to Mai, who was thunderstruck. In fact, looking around, everyone was. People stopped eating to turn and stare at Jared and me. My shoulders bunched around my neck. Well, if you ever need any help, I'll be around. Third year, right? I nodded.
All right.
Some of my friends are in that year. Of course, they can't compare to me. But I'll give them the heads up to look out for you. Oh, there is normal boots! He flashed a dazzling smile and winked with one eye. It's the least I can do for such a cute girl. Oh, Jared, you're such a charmer. Well, I'll see you around. I watched, a torrent of thoughts raging through my head as he took a seat next to a bunch of guys who were all wearing the same jacket. That's Jared! She tore her eyes away from him and looked at me.
He's so cute.
He's the most beautiful guy in school.
Oh, Jared.
I can't believe he just looked at me. I looked at mine. Her cheeks were glowing an indecent pink. Why do they all wear those jackets? Aren't the guys supposed to wear blue blazers as part of their uniform? No, they're allowed to. They're... You know Jared? Oh, that's someone else. You know Jared? That girl turned back around and was looking at me with sudden interest. Did I know him? I only talked to him on the train for a few minutes, so not really. We weren't friends or anything. But looking around, Maya and this girl weren't the only ones who were interested. Everybody seemed to be listening. I think they're talking about you. They seemed so surprised when he talked to me. Maybe a little white lie couldn't hurt? Both of these choices are basically the same. I guess so. Because I personally think that everyone's my friend. So. Oh, that's weird. Okay, the girl looked me up and down as if she were inspecting a piece of furniture for purchase. It's like, oh, if you're a friend of Jared, maybe I can get his attention and he'll love me. And the mice just like, back off. He's my hunk of man. I'm sorry, I didn't introduce myself earlier, did I? I'm Mimi. Nice to meet you. So how did you meet Jared? Oh, come off it, Mimi. Jared's not interested. Like I was saying, Jared's her man. But I'm also available. Not in the game, but you know. Oh, my Josh 52 is interested. Maya and Mimi stared at each other for a few seconds, having some sort of silent mental battle. Then Mimi turned away and continued to eat. I think she won. Sorry, it was clear that she was just trying to get in with you for her own agenda, so I cut her off. Get in with me? Why? Well, you asked me about those guys in their jackets, right? Those are their Normal Boots Club jackets. I want to be part of the Normal Boots, but I'm not popular. It's... Oh! John's parent has a jacket too. I forget his name. Oh, it's hurting me. I know his name, but I can't. It's Jacques. Jacques, right? I'll probably like edit in like a name if I can't remember. It'll be like right here or something. Jared. PBG's just playing Game Boy. He's probably playing like Legend of Zelda something. Yeah. Gerard's pretty stoked right here. Get together and play video games. Or something. The one right there is John, also known as Jontron. His bird's name is Jacques. I think the S is silent, says Jacques. Yeah, I was right. Okay. John is also the president of the drama club here at the school. So if I want to do drama, I should probably try to get in with him. Next to him is PBG. He and John founded the Normal Boots Club together. PBG is one of the best soccer players on our team. Then there's Gerard. People call him the completionist because he's obsessed with completing things. He has the biggest itty-bitty kitty collection I've ever seen. Next to him is Jared, also known as Pro Jared. He's a model. Then there's Satchbag, but everyone just calls him Satch. He's like crazy smart. Those guys over there are Paul, Nick, and Josh. They write a column in the school newspaper called Continue. Paul, the one standing up, is the student council president. And the guy on the end there is Shane. He knows more about video games than anyone. Ever! She exhaled a dreamy sigh into her mashed potatoes. So did she like lean over into her mashed potatoes like... So, how would someone, you know, join the Normal Boots Club? Oh, that's the real point of this game. Hana doesn't want a boyfriend. She wants it. She wants to play video games. You don't choose the boots, Hana. The boots choose you. Oh, that's a good... What does that even mean? You have to be presented with the boots to be in the club. And they're like super selective. What are the boots? The club has this boot statue. It's like the one on their patches, but gold plating. It's their mascot, I guess? They do this weird initiation ritual with it. Ritual? I hear they fill a room with candles and wear these totally creepy robes during initiation. This year 2 girl said she saw it once and they were like chanting around the boots and it sounded like they were talking backwards. They were summoning Cthulhu! Cthulhu! But I don't believe her. And even if it's true, I don't care if they're a cult because they're all really hot. Priorities, my priorities. Do they have a lot of friends? Yeah, tons of friends. I'd say they're the most popular kids in the school. I mean, everyone in the school totally looks up to them. I mean, I bet they could get any girl in the school, too. But get my first, you know? Or boyfriend. Oh, equality. Equality. Hey, are you gonna eat your cake? She is just like me. I'm basically mine. Keeping this in mind. Mind? Oh. Alright. So, I think after this day in the game is over, then we're just gonna put the remainder of lunch. Oh, she gave him the cake. For the remainder of lunch, I listened to Mai talk about Jared's mouthfuls of half-dissolved frosting. Back at the door. Oh, excuse me. Back at the door, I sorted through the pile of textbooks the school left for me. My radio was playing a poppy tune, equal parts music to static. Mai fervently scribbled in a notebook at her desk, hunched over it with strikingly poor posture.
Hey.
Hey, Mai?
Mm-hmm.
She didn't bother to look up. Am I supposed to have a textbook for History 309? She shuffled through the papers on her desk before producing a thick textbook. A demure man in a powdered wig frowned at me from the cover. George Washington? Yeah, this one. I sighed. I don't have that one. The school must have missed it. I shrugged and set the textbook back in her pile. They have a bunch at the library. You can just check one out. Where's the library? I riffled through her notebook and wrote something down. She tore the page out and handed me a crudely drawn map. Oh, okay. I'll be back in a little bit. Okay. So I'm gonna see how long this video is going real quick. I have no idea how long this video has been going. I'll probably cut it down after... Okay. I'll see you guys in the next video.